unfortunate circumstances of what Liz did with NZ Loyal after 35,000 people voted for it. Myself and Michelle, we've thought, well, New Zealand needs another alternative in the next election. So we joined NZ Loyal with the original board, supported them, and then with the last AGM I was elected as the president of NZ Loyal. I'm here, standing here for the 35,000 people that voted for NZ Loyal. Also too, for everyone that was involved with the mandate protests in Wellington. As you see, the truck has been there.
So this is the truck you guys took down to the Wellington protest and parked up in?
Yep, I lived in the trailer for 3 weeks. We've got WF scum written on the side, and on the tailgate is no farmers, no food. So the mandate protest, a lot of people were hurting at the time in the country. And I think from that point to today is a hell of a lot more people are hurting.
We're back here with Farmer Pete and Michelle in, well, the paddock next to the paddock that was the digging at Marsden. So no strangers to protests and taking it to the government and saying, hey, we're not happy about stuff. We're seeing a point in time where National are being exposed as not being what people sort of generally refer to National as the infrastructure builders and the financially sound party. It's just different wing of the same bird, and that is the globalism that's infiltrated all our governments.
Oh yeah, totally. There's probably another way you could put it. The different cheeks of the same arse.
Even though we've sold the dairy farm and now we've got a little beef farm, I still see a lot of farmers. I'm at the sale yards, I'm with the stock agents, and yeah, there's a lot of hurting people. There's a lot of worried people with the control of the councils and the MPIs. Yeah, farmers have concerns, and of course the climate change bullshit. That's another one, and sadly a lot of our city friendly folks have no idea what's going on, and I still don't know the honest figure of how many hectares New Zealand has lost for food production with this pine trees. And yeah.
I mean, you could almost say it's coordinated, because we've lost all the farming land to pine trees, and then we've also had our dairy industry, Fonterra, sell off a huge chunk of production, or our dairy products, our consumer dairy products have gone over to France.
Yeah, and then just talking to another farmer, he lost, not through climate change, the council rang him and said, your farm has more than a 25-degree slope. He lost 700 acres. This is in Northland to pines. That wasn't climate change. That was just the council controlling. He's up and just sold the whole lot and just moved down the line. So that's another whole story I've just heard. Yeah. So how many more farmers are like this chap?
Yeah. So, and it's not just climate change that's threatening up here in the north. We've got the expressway that they want to put through, and that's apparently going through 15 dairy farms that are going to chop up. And any idea what are going to happen to those? They're not going to be still functioning as dairy farms, are they?
No, I can see that being lifestyle blocks, because you're going to be close to the motorway, and it's just chopped native trees will be plants. I'm not really opposed to that, but that farm's gone, and it's 15. I think I was talking to a young lady today. That's 15 farms gone. Yeah, big dairy farms. One just down the road here, on his front gate, he's got 1856. That's when he started milking cows, his family, on that land. And yeah, what's the outcome on that farm, I don't know. They may be big enough to survive, but the other ones are too small.
Right, so under National there's been no sign of letting up on the what seems like the planned destruction of New Zealand's ability to produce its own food and feed its people, really.
Oh, definitely. I've heard a story of 300,000 hectares have gone into pine trees. I got corrected the other day by a local, and they are saying there's 200,000 in Northland that has gone into pine trees without the rest. So we actually don't know the truth of the matter. With this new motorway that's going north of the Brenduans, they've the powers to be have decided they're going to drive through all of these dairy farms. The thing is that people don't realise that's the most expensive option for whatever. I've been an engineer for a fair bit of my life too, and putting your road through the dairy farms, you've got to dig a lot of stuff out to build a foundation up. If you're going through the hills in the distance, which originally it was supposed to go through the foothills, you're getting all of your foundation material out of the contour of the land as you're going along. On flat ground, you've got to truck in every ton of reinforcing aggregate, which is a huge expense. Where in the hills, you've already got it there as you're going through, because you're going through undulations on the hills, so you've got stuff to fill in the hollows because you're getting all that out of the hill. On this flat ground that goes from here to Waipu, they got to bring everything in. It is just absolutely nuts. These people in the New Zealand Transport Agency have got rocks in their heads with what they're planning on this side of the Brandourans. The whole thing needs redoing.
Yep.
There has to be other options, and I've not seen or heard where the local community has a say. There's a lot of good people here that know this land, you know.
So there's been no community consultation here in Waipu
No,
about.
it's been dictated to.
Yep.
Yeah, and these people, they've been treated really harsh. And if you're not, it's hard to explain. If you're not from a farm or somewhere you've been hundreds of years, it's, oh, you'll be right, mate. It's not like that. You know, the next generations have got babies and houses have been built, and it's still the family.
So we're not just losing farms, we're losing farmers.
Yeah.
You know, we're losing the skill
Yeah.
and the people
Yeah.
with the knowledge on how to actually farm.
Yeah, and farmers don't, well, most of them I know don't have any money in the bank. When they got money, it goes into town. It'll go into your fertiliser. It'll go down to our local hardware shops and that. And so all that's going to disappear. Plus their workers. It's a big figure.
Yep.
Yeah. Big picture.
So we've got an election year next year, Pete, and you've gone onto the board of NZ Loyal as the chairman.
Yep, I'm here. I've certainly got a really, really good team with us. Calvin Alp, the leader, he's been appointed as deputy. John Alcock, I'm absolutely impressed with that man. He has got some amazing talents. In the AGM, he brought up a graph of our buying power that we have now to what we had in 1971. We've got less than 10% of our buying power now to what we had in 1971. That's over 90% is gone. Like, how the hell can our wage earners and everything else survive on what's going on?
Yeah.
You can see our policy here, our tax policy. All of the taxes that the Crown Corporation have at the moment, the whole lot go, and everything gets replaced with a 1% transaction tax.
Right. So our biggest problem with our devaluation of our dollar is that our system is built so that and was designed by, I watched a video the other night by 4 men over the ages, over about 300-400 years. And it's designed so that the world, countries around the world, continue to borrow money from central banks and the IMF and things like that, and none of them pay off any principal. The idea is to lock you into a debt trap where you're only ever paying interest.
Yep.
And so all the interest we pay to these IMF and funds and international bankers, that devalues our dollar. That's money we can't spend here. That makes our dollar worth less every single time we send a dollar out to them. So we need someone to come in and like John Alcock's brilliant, and really explain to us the nuts and bolts of this so that we can see the severity of what's happening, because at some point our dollar's going to be worthless, completely worthless, and many people can see that happening. And like Michelle was saying, that's why there's so much uncertainty in industry.
Oh, like it is. I think we only got about 3 or 4% of our buying power left from 1971. It is absolutely disgusting on how the banks and the lawyers have got this country on its knees. There's probably all the Western countries. Like Klaus Schwab says, you will have nothing and be happy. I'm afraid I don't agree with that statement whatsoever. So it's a call now for everyone to, all of these people that were part of the previous NZ Loyal administration, we need you to be signing up on nzloyal.com. We need members, and the members that we have now, it's just as responsible for them to be generating more membership amongst themselves as well. Like, we've got a country to save. Out of all the other parties in this country, whether they're the major ones or the little wee ones, NZ Loyal has made a mark in the sand, and we have put what we're going to do on paper for everyone to see, and we are not here to muck around. We're here to get our country back.
All right, that's it. So we've got to get out there. We've got to do something. NZ Loyal is the party that I put my hat on and put my weight behind last year, and it's the party I'm still putting my weight on behind, because Calvin Alps is the only person who has written down the policies and who understands the policies and knows the direction. And you know, I don't agree with everything Calvin Alp does. I'm not saying that. But he's saying he wants to get in there and clean this up, get rid of this globalism and put New Zealand first. And he's the only person saying that, in my opinion, and that's why I'm with NZ Loyal.
I totally agree with what you're saying, Kiwi. This party, we're here for policies, and we are not going to be wasting 1 second on people having goes at people over personalities. We're not here for that. We're here for policies, and we've got a country to fix. We're here, we mean business.
To me, I can't see or seen another political party with what I want. NZ Loyal is the only one that's got it. And Calvin Alps, he's got some mean policies there, and I'll be definitely voting for him and supporting him and getting other people on board, hopefully.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. You guys have been absolute legends. You had the digging at Marsden here. You put up with a lot of crap. You learned a lot, and we all went through it the other side and came out stronger. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch up again for another chat soon.
Thank you.